Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and frankly, anything of all ages, genders, and preferences. And welcome to my first ever YouTube Teamfight Tactics video. I am Lorenz PoolOfDead D, and you'll be joining me today in a game of Teamfight Tactics. Platinum Teamfight Tactics. I just promoted to Plat 4, so I finally feel I might have something to say about the game. Would I possibly have started my YouTube career with some League of Legends? Sure, I've been playing League of Legends way longer than I've been playing Teamfight Tactics, but you know, I never really got out of silver, so what could you possibly learn or be entertained by me if you can do it better in your own solo queue games? Now, first of all, I just gotta pay some attention to the first carousel. Going for the needless, no idea what we're going into yet, but I like Lulu as a generalist, basic unit to play with. I put my unit on the forefront simply because the reaction time and the attacking time is lower, because you know, it's early rounds, who really cares about positioning in those early rounds? So I am a player on EU West. I'm from Belgium, and my spare time I'm actually being paid to be a sociologist. So you know, if ever in the comment section any societal themes pop up in which you want my opinion, just to provide an extra layer on top of my at times mediocre gameplay, feel free to drop them in the comments and I might work it in there. So what are we currently doing? We have a Luden's Echo, but it's on the Lulu. Why would you go for that? Lulu does not really provide that much in terms of spell. The reason I drop her on the bench, I actually learned from Scarva and Disguised Toast, is that if I want, and there is no money bags coming out of the second minion wave, I can actually sell the 2-cost units and buy out more of the bench. Now there's no real innate synergies like early knights or early shapeshifters popping up, so I'm probably not going to do it. Again, I like Lulu as a generalist unit. Pike is another one you could truly love, but for instance you get a Twisted Fate, then just, you know, ditch him. Over here we do get the gold value, but my fingers were a bit too fat. This is a toughie because, you know, normally it should be a bait. Double volley bears early does not sound all that amazing, but I'm gonna go for it anyway, just because I see where the comp leads me to. Double brawlers gives me an initial synergy, which if there's no red buff or Morellos on there, can carry me to the early rounds even if I don't get a rank 2 unit. Again, what does Volley Bear do? If you ever get to the full mana bar, you have thunderous clawing attacks. And I keep all my options open. Maybe I shouldn't have sold to Lulu. I do have fat fingers at times, so I don't like to really rush into anything. Over here I had the choice on whether or not to level. I feel in Dispatch, people do tend to level a lot. So I just want to keep up, especially because I don't have any 2-star units, any silver units so to speak, that could carry me through these fights. So instead I'm going to try and carry it over a little. Brawlers, what would be interesting with Brawlers is a Ionic Spark, if you get a lot of them, because you have the innate sustainability to actually carry you through a couple of spells going off. And out here we are up against a Giant Slayer, one thing you don't really want to see if you're playing Brawlers for that max health, and a tier. Giant Slayer, haven't played around with it too much, but honestly, if you do have an attack damage dealer like the Transform on that Jace, it can get real nasty, it can get real dirty. I could have put my Ludens on there somewhere, but I don't feel that anyone really benefits from it. Taking early losses over here is fine. Wild Brawlers does give me the room to go into, for instance, a Wild Assassin, Wild Shapeshifter, Shapeshifter Assassin combination. This gives me ninjas if I want to go ninja assassins possibly. And I'll just keep him as an aside because all in all is generally a good unit. We don't have a second Glacial nor a second Gunslinger, so we can't go for the double synergy. So let's just see how much damage we do take. Again, if I'd have to put a tier, I'd currently put it on the Pike. What is a fun one, and I hope I get into it, is if you get a Shentu and a Carousel, you might look at the Frozen Fist, you know, the Glacial Fist, because you dodge everything with your special on the Shen. But, you know, we'll get into that when we get into that. For now, we're just taking the big L's because, you know, what better way to a YouTube start than just cold streaking it out. This gives me several options. Knight's not being really one of them. Shentu is amazing, so I might ditch the Wild or the extra. Well, we do need a damage unit. I'm a little shy. I'm doubting. So for now, I'm keeping the Wild in. I'll probably change it with the Glacials. Glacials is a toughie because, you know, you don't really have all that much damage in Glacials. So you take it off the tankiness, and if the Ash 2 does not really land in time, you're royally screwed. Then times of Thunder Bear are, I feel, far behind us, even though he's my closest to 2-star unit. Somehow I'm winning this against the double gloves. Lucky me, especially the Shen doing all of the work I wanted it to do and some more. So what are we looking for? If we're looking possibly a recurve for the Ash, the Brawler's Glove, just to get some Brawlers play in, get me used to it. Morello's, don't really have any AoE units. Ionic Sparks. I'm keeping the Ash option open for now. Ash with some attack speed, maybe with the tier on top of it. The Ginsus. I would go for the Ginsus over the Static Shiv because I feel it carries better into the late game. And if I want to go the Glacials, I am looking at the late game comp, you know, 6-7 units if you want to get some Guardians in there. This gives me some more options. Glacial Blade Master might be a thing. So what I'm going to do here, because we're not at a perfect level stack, a perfect level moment being that you round it out on perfect gold, being a 4 or any multiplicative of 4. I'm intending to level up next round, bring in the Ash, have the double Glacial, keep the Wild and the Brawlers in there. The Blade Masters are still here. The Gunslingers I am going to ditch as soon as we see the Ash turning out as a viable carry. As such, I can also go back into ranges. But for now, it does have a risk in it. So if the Ash doesn't come in the foreseeable future, I can still pivot out, keep the Brawlers or the Wild, sell the Shen, sell the Polar Bear. But, you know, our rank 2 units, they don't really care about the innate synergy too much, and they still give us some options. Yeah, for going Wild, I have to keep my Wilds in mind, obviously. Ooh. Ooh. I'll look into the hacker stuff later. We have a lot of frontline, but we don't really have a backline, which is kind of stupid, kind of redundant, you know. I am curious to go more Wild. I could go Wild Elementalist, Wild Assassin, ditch the Blade Masters. Don't ditch the Blade Masters, buy the Blade Masters. And somehow someone is hacking apparently. Well, we'll probably see when we run into them. Over here the Kassadin, it's a bitch. You know, Kassadin is like the, how would we call it? The cog block of a unit. You know, you're drunk out at a party somewhere and you feel like doing something stupid that's going to turn into an amazing story. Well, you know, Kassadin is just a person who's like, should you do this? And eventually you don't do it. Is it reasonable? Yeah. Is it a proper choice? Definitely. Is it someone you want around all the time? Bloody no. I mean, every story you have is turning into the most boring story ever. So I have to keep my head into this for now, because we are looking at a Wild transition anytime soon. I don't believe in the Gunslingers anymore. Am I going wild shapeshifter? Have never gone glacial wild. It's going to depend on the items. Wild assassin is an option. Wild elementalist is an option. But we have the assassins, we have the wilds, and for now we're keeping the glacials as a transitional measure. Gold, not the most fun part. Static shift is good. Shrink ray as well, and hush. I like on-hit effects, I like on-hit items, but because we don't have the damage spread, we don't have the recurve, for instance. What am I saying, recurve? The Runon's Hurricane, it's not gonna really lead us anywhere. So, I'm not really sure how to go about that one. For now, what you can do at this point is you look if there's blitz players and what corner they play from. There's no real blitz players. There are some assassin players stacked up on the left corner, so I'm positioning her as kind of a bait and keeping the Ash somewhat safer. I'm gonna go static shift. I feel kind of comfortable for now going into the glacials. So yeah, coming back onto my Cassidon point. Wow. Do these Quicksilver items stack? I'm actually curious. I don't know if I have too many spells that can prove it, but I'm actually curious if this thing stacks. And if there's no way you can do something better with those items. See, Ash is doing some nasty work early. I thought I lost this. Where do all those misses come from? Look at that! Ash 2 already doing over 4,000 damage in stage 3-1, which is nutty. Now I have to think. Bike 2 is close. I definitely need this. I'm not at the perfect item timing. That would have to take me another round. I'm gonna go the other wild. Does give me a bit more of a backline issue maybe, but I feel like Rengar can accomplish more. It's easier to transition into that. An elementalist, I'm keeping the elementalist because you have two glacial elementalists, meaning that we can actually still consider the glacial option and don't have to go in the assassin fight. So a lot is dangling in the air, thinking of a lot, but I'm not really there yet. Shen really doing some work for me still. I'm going to lose my win streak. It's not that much of a disaster. Might go Spatula to get to Runon's Hurricane just to maximize the damage on my Ash. But you'll see and notice throughout this video that I'm still learning the YouTube game. As in, I'm thinking and I'm playing at the same time, but I don't know if I'm playing as good because I'm thinking, or I'm thinking as good because I'm playing. Going an extra level right here is a possibility. It would kind of ruin my econ. At most it could bring me in a rank 1 unit. A rank 1 unit without having a ranger, which would strengthen my Ash. So I'm refraining from it. Just for now. It might lose me a game or two, but anything below, ahead of what, 55 HP doesn't really bother me all that much. That's one of the things I would say. Don't worry. I mean, I know I'm doing good. I know I'm currently in 3rd place, and therefore I'm quite safe. But if you do lose early, as long as you don't, as you're going towards some kind of a synergy, and you keep your flexibility open, don't worry about those first 2 carousels. If you're overboarding and going 38 HP, that's a different story. Then you have to have stones that are way bigger than mine. But for now, let's look into this. Spatula would be fun, but it's gonna be long gone probably. Sejuani would be good for my glacial options, but then you're picking the champion over the item. And we have a Negatron on the bench. Are we going on hits or are we going? Nope. Sorry, I do have somewhat of a cold. I can promise if any of you are watching future YouTube videos, my voice will be more agreeable, will be nicer to listen to. That's the plan. It's always the plan. Wild is seeming like more and more of an option. I'm putting the Ionic Spark currently on the Shen and not the Warwick, because I do believe with the Nope Ring he's going to stay alive a bit longer. This does give me the option to go into 4 wilds. Currently I have 2 wilds, the Shen is possibly replaceable. If we go to level 6 and especially level 7, 4 wilds are on the menu. We have the 3rd wild, we have the 4th wild. I mentioned the fighters, recon. Because you see, the Shen is doing its work. If you're looking at the damage stats, Shen is doing a lot of work. Ash just needs some free reign to hit, and a slight loss streak. Not a disaster, not the perfect econ cap, but I still believe in keeping the cannon around. Especially because I'm also at 2 ninjas currently. Wild Ninja seems like an oddball combo, because there's no overlap there, so we're looking at 8 units for instance. But not impossible. Over here, I can level up, bring in another unit. I could go for shapeshifters, you could go for the cannon. The only thing that really bothers me right now is that I don't really have any extra units, any items to put on the Rengar. Because it can be a really good carry, combined with the fact that the volley bear that we saw earlier is half a bait. We haven't got any extra volley bears. And then we're up against the most meta thing ever. Void Assassins. Ever since the Void nerf on 9.19, I think it's fine. You know, because you're already forcing people to commit to, for instance, the Cho'Gath. But again, here we are at the cogblock of League of Legends, coming in, slowing down, not allowing me to do any spells. It's just annoying. And you know what the annoying part about it is? You have Kassadin, and Kassadin in TFT is like Yasuo in regular League. It's good, and you're gonna get hella frustrated, but if it's ever on your team, it never does what you want it to. That's my opinion on the Kassadin. So I have quite a few qualms with the unit. Over here, what are we looking for? We're looking for any reset items like a Spear Shojin, anything with tiers or BF swords, a GA for instance, on the Rengar, which would advise us to pivot into the 4 wilds, ditch the Glacial for now, put in the Ahri for instance. Or you go for the Shapeshifters. Wild Shapeshifters is good. Do you have a spot? Do I have a spot? We have a spot. And a BF sword. So we have Spear Shojin, Assassin, or Demon. Now I do have to think, because this is the point in the game where you start juggling with too many things at the same time. 2 assassins. If I bring in the Elementalist, I don't run an extra assassin, nor do I bring in an extra assassin with the Glacials. Demons is fun, you know, but who's our demon? Unless we're going for the brand, but it's not really in there yet. So I'm inclined to give it just, you know, Spear Shojin it up, get the extra resets. See? He starts jumping. And he... oh god. Damn you, Gnar. I don't know if you guys spotted it out, but Gnar perfectly launched everything in the whole fight into the Varus Arrow. Which is the biggest facepalm you can get. But, you know, no problem, no issues. Over here, I'm still in the middle, so I'm willing to concede all the way up to 50. And then, from 50 onwards, I'm gonna level up to 7, bring in either an extra Glacial, if we get it to rank 2 for a frontline, or the extra Wild for the 4 Wild buff, because this, especially because we don't really get any Rangers, get the Vayne buff. I don't really believe in the Vayne. This is kind of hurting us at the moment. The lack of perfect synergy over here behind 3 and 74. Rengar not really popping off in the way I want. Ash being decent to good but not perfect. And See, this is the point where you go from an early carryover, which I had on the 2-star units, to actually having to consider a comp. You know, the Shens are out, the Wild can be done, and this is where I get slightly twitchy and less than perfect. But here we go. This. Do you get any shapeshifters? We have a dedicated front line, people flanking there, Ash to do more damage, Rengo jumping in. I'm fine. I'm willing to trade the Shen for the 3rd Glacial to go into a Wild-Glacial version. I don't know if that's been done before. Or Wild-Glacial Elementalist, Wild Elementalist. And this guy is ahead of me. No Glacials in there. Ash is clear of all of the AoE. And we're Gucci. Okay, this kind of pays back the level I had. Force of Nature would currently help me out a lot. But I'm in the top 3, so who knows. And look at this. Look at how beautiful this little legend is. This is more than a legend. This is like Pokemon level of design. This is pretty. I want that kind of stuff. And who knows, maybe if YouTube does give me the Mad Skrilla, I might actually go for it. Okay. Doubling downtime. There do seem to be 2 spatulas up. And I got the perfect one. I got the spatula on the Glacial. I guess this means I have to go Glacial, right? You know what? I'm not going to put in Force of Nature. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait all the way up to the Raptors, because the Glacial might... It might give me the item to make a Glacial. If I can get the Ninja over here, the Shen, to become a Glacial, and still have an extra spatula left, it gives me way more wiggle room. If Ari is... what am I saying? Ari. If Nidley is not my 4th shapeshifter, I can somewhat go a bit further into that idea. The Elementalist being on the bench, I should decide on that rather soon before I plummet to the bottom. And we're with someone who's at the bottom. A lot of the glove items. Ash is safe. Nopin is helping me a lot. Rengo has his jump resets. The stun was perfect on the bike. And Pirates. You know, Pirates is good. Pirates can be great. But if you're down to 6 HP, I wouldn't have the stuns to keep it going. Oh, whoa, whoa. What is he running? A Akali 2 with Luden's Infinity Edge, plus Wild, plus Assassin. Yeah, this guy's going for the win. That little legend is looking to become the big legend. Let's see, Glacial, Rengo 2, Wild 2. Do I have to ditch the idea of the Ash 3, or do I have to go like this? Let's see, how much health? 800, 1600? Yeah, that brawler is giving me some help. I might lose some functionality currently, but I can go for the extra Glacial with the Force of Natures. I can go for the Glacial by making someone a Glacial. Might go for the Gnar. Yeah, I'm not feeling bad currently. We're back on the win streak. We're hitting some people that are lower down. Elementalist is still an option, even though, you know, I'd have to ditch the Wild or the Glacial to Elementalist. Just doesn't really feel bad. Let's see. I think I'll park him in the corner, honestly. I never really know on these neutral rounds what the perfect positioning is, but yeah, let's cross our fingers. Pray to the gods, the demons, the Antichrist. I don't know what you guys pray to. Not that much of a prayer, so, you know, give me something Gucci. We do have a good spread on the units here. Watching the Twitch rival stream today, I've heard these guys were the quote-unquote popcorn. This was the popcorn round, and I get it. You pop raptors as if they're popcorn, and you get some pretty stuff back. Let's see, we get demons, knights, force of nature. So I'm gonna wait one force of nature just to get the extra glacial in there. We could go guardian.
Rally to me.
Okay, so for now we ditch the sedge, we go double guardians. I think we're fairly good. Demons, if we combine that with the attack speed, we can steal some damage. Frozen Hearts, adjacent enemies, which is actually fun on an assassin that hops around. I'm gonna wait. Let's just see what Mega Turbo does to us. Mega Turbo did manage to hit our backline, so all of our damage is now on the Rengar, which is... oof. I don't know if my positioning was off, I'd have to look back on it. But not transforming that late? That made us take a beating. What should we go? What should we go? Dang it. I don't have a Glacial 2. I don't have the Shapeshifters. I'm kind of indecisive at the moment. Probably not the best thing I could do right now. But we're going for the 4 Glacials again. The Elementalist is an idea I might have to give up on. Ashe is being targeted by the Akali, so I was too busy in the store. It's a classic. Too busy in the store, leading to my positioning being way off, and now I'm taking the big damage. Now I'm being forced into the big decisions. Dang it. What can I give up? Is the Glacial not working for me? Is it the Wilds? Or are my Guardians too weak? Should I go for the Elementalist instead? Okay, that's another Wild. Sage on the front. Leona 2, so Guardian is a valid option currently. It's fun, but I'm not going into the Assassin route. Phantom? Do I have any other Phantoms in there? I do not. Shite. And our front line should be able to take a bit more damage. I don't have a clue, especially because I'm up against Mr. 100%. This might actually be the end of me. Both through rolls and through damage, but I did spend over 50 gold. So, you know, maybe YouTube, maybe I can just call myself the Kingslayer. I ruined his 100% perfect game. And we're in top 4. Okay, now I have to take a big thing. We have a Knights, we have Sorks, the red buff. I'm actually looking at these two sides. Here we go. Because anything else is fun, but I feel with Glacials, because you try to prolong the fight on stun chance, taking the damage, the reflecting damage is my best option, right? Wait a second, who did he take off? Sejuani for the rank 3. So if I'm keeping the Glacial, the Wilds, yeah, that idea is out of the window apparently. We're stacking Volibears. Look, I'm not gonna get to level 9, I already have the Force of Nature. I'm not the fastest at this rolling gimmick. I'm sorry for that. We do have a Glacial over here. Okay, what's happening? Their Nar is doing the better stuff than our Nar. Oh god, no! I'm terribly sorry, YouTubes. This was it. Oh jeez. So, anywho, this was me. This was my first attempt at a YouTube game. Maybe I should wait some longer with an upload until we have a better game. Because this one, I tried to go somewhere, but also nowhere. with the whole keeping wild. Maybe I kept Twin wild too long, because only Rengar was my viable unit, and I should have gone into the Elementalist, stack it with the Glacial. But you know, I hope you can learn something from my mistakes. If you like this video, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I don't know when the next upload will be yet, but I'm hoping anytime soon and with a little more of a successful comp. Other than that, thank you everyone for watching. If there's any other topics aside gameplay you want me to discuss during the videos, you know, maybe that could be my angle and gimmick to become a more of a unique YouTuber by discussing any kind of topic from my sociological, I'm putting it to parentheses, my sociological point of view, and then interacting with you guys back into the comment section. That's about it. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching, and I'm gonna leave you with one last quote. You know what? No. I wanted to leave you with a quote from a champion I played, but I don't really remember any of the quotes from champions I played. So I'm gonna leave you with Brand's quote. Brand being a saddy boy that he couldn't get into my team. So keep it fresh and ready to set the world on fire. Goodbye.